for joining us. I'm Shezi, your host for today's webinar. To blog is to share, to connect, to create, and to inspire. So, here are we, the Career Guidance Cell of AS Shaw College, organizing this special webinar just to give you all the knowledge about blogging. So, without further ado, I would now invite the chairperson of our CCC cell, Dr. Megha Sharma, to kindly come and introduce our speaker of the day.
Thank you, Shazeen. Good evening, dear participants. I, Dr. Megha Sharma, as chairperson of Career Guidance Cell, welcome you all to webinar on Unlock Your Career in Blogging. Dear participant, as blogging is the term that I think it's an upcoming term and new to all of you. There are a number of questions always raises in your mind in respect of blogging. What is blogging? Is there any career opportunity in blogging? How to write blogs? In what areas you can write the blogs? So to give answer to all these questions and to make you aware about the concept of blogging, today we have with us Ms. Nimisha Jaiswal. It's my privilege to introduce the speaker of our today's session, Ms. Nimisha Jaiswal. She is blogger, horse instructor, and a freelance writer. She did her schooling in Rourkela, Odisha. She did her MBA from University of Lucknow in finance and pursued MBA in MIS from California State University, USA. She has a corporate experience of 5.5 years in various fields like IT, auditing, management consulting, equity trading, BPO, and project management. She has worked at exlservices.com and Accenture in India. She has also worked with KPMG, Capgemini, and Star Alliance Capital in USA. As of now, she teaches higher order thinking skill, HOTS, to kids and writes the blogs and articles as a freelancer. She started writing her blogs in 2019. And this is when she discovered her love for writing and expressing her thoughts. She loves writing on various topics and enjoys traveling, reading, meeting new people, and taking beautiful photographs. It's our privilege that ma'am is with her. I welcome you, ma'am, and request you to start with your session.
Thank you so much, Megha, for a beautiful introduction. And thanks a lot, KES Shaw College, for giving me this opportunity to speak on blogging. Thank you, the principal. I'm not sure if she's here or not, but thanks a lot for Dr. Lily Bhushan. Okay, so I hope 132 of you have joined. So I think we can start. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So yeah, so I'll be sharing my screen. Okay, so let's begin. It's Unlock Your Career in Blogging. So first we will go through the slides. We'll know more about blogging, and at the end we can take up some questions if you have. And I also want to know if any of you is a blogger, has written a blog before. Okay, so you all can type in the chat window, and later we can just go through it. Okay. So yes, if you want to know blogging, so firstly we have to know, and my introduction is already done, so I can skip this. And so what is a blog, right? What do we do in a blog? We express your views, or you solve someone problems, share your experiences, or promote your products, right? These are the basic divisions where you can write a blog. Right? Expressing your views, it can be political or whatever you read, write, right? Anything. And solve people's problem, like you have seen, there are many how-to blogs, right? How to do that, how to do this. There are many blogs in which you can solve people problems. Share your experiences. Many travel blogs you might have read, right? You can, wherever you visit, you can share your experiences, what you did, what you been through, what was nice, right? Or it can be a professional blog if you have any business or you want to take up anything, you want to promote the products or services, obviously you can write on that. Okay. So blog versus article, this is something people have this confusion that what is a blog and what is an article. So blogs are generally written with a minimum of 300 words, 300 to 500 words, okay? And initially it was thought that the attention span of the audience is very narrow, right? They quickly switch to a different site. That is why it should be kept short. But nowadays, the things are changing. People have internet, they have time, right? So they read more. So the average blog post has become around 1,000 to 1,200 words, okay? And the articles must be at least 2,000 words. So that's the little bit of difference. But now this difference is not a lot because the blogs are getting longer as the time goes on, okay? So once you know what is a blog, let's go to see what are the different writing styles, okay? So mainly there are 4 writing styles: expository, descriptive, persuasive, and narrative, right? In expository, what happens? You explain or inform. You know, some blogs, right? You have technical blogs, business blogs, news blogs, where you just give some information, you inform them. You don't share your opinion over there. So that is expository. Descriptive can be when you give details about a person or event, like what you are feeling, what is the landscape there, the sound, the everything, you know, the feeling. You give a brief description about everything. Okay, so that is descriptive. Persuasive, again, in which you persuade people, right, to do something. So it can be a copywriting, writing brochures, writing some speeches, right? So you persuade people to do something, to take some action, okay? Narrative is again writing some biographies or some short stories, script writing, something like that, in which you can narrate a story. So why I'm telling all this is a blog can be a combination of all of this, right? You can have a little bit of information there, little bit of description, like if it's a travel blog, you can persuade people, right, to do something like save water, save climate, anything it can be, right? And it can be in a form of a story. So a blog can be integration of all these. So you have to choose what you have to write, okay? So let me go through some of the blogging statistics. It's good to know how much blogging is, you know, it's so hot nowadays. So there are so many blogs on the internet right now. Do you know how many it is? It is around 600 million blogs on the internet. So this is just a rough number as we speak. Maybe it has increased, okay? So it shows that how many people are taking up blogging. So many opportunities are there, okay? And this is some more statistics if you want to know. There are 31.7 million bloggers in the US alone. Just forget about the entire world. It will be many, okay? 2 to 5 million blog posts are published on a daily basis, right? So you can see that it's becoming so hot. So many people are just blogging. They are just expressing their views, okay? 77% of internet users read blogs. So if you doubt that, okay, if I go into blogging, then who is going to read? So it is most of the people on internet are reading, right? Because now the internet is everywhere, right? Even in the villages. So anyone who can read Hindi blogs or English blogs, anyone, they are reading it, okay? And we see 90% of marketers, they are using blogs, 97% of bloggers, they are using social media for their promotions. And one thing which I want to highlight is the WordPress. There are over 60 million blogs powered by WordPress. So it's a very big platform, blogging platform. So if you want to start with, I think WordPress would be the best. Okay. I can give you some comparison over here. So hosted blog platforms or standalone blog platforms, they are two different. So in hosted ones, like if you are a writing enthusiast, just started writing, you just want to write, right? So you can start with WordPress.com. Here the platform, domain name, hosting, everything is free. All you have to do is just sign up and just start writing. It's simple to set up, simple to run. Okay. And standalone blog platform will be where your hosting and domain name is paid. You have to take it, right? You have to give one-time registration and yearly fees. Okay. But you will have a full control on the design. You will have your own URL, right? So that makes it good. Like you have a good brand of your name and you can market yourself. Okay, but these are for professions. Again, you start with WordPress.com, and if you feel like, okay, this is what I want to do, and slowly then you can switch over to WordPress.org. Okay, but apart from these, there are many other companies also which offer the hosting and the domain name like Hostinger, HostGator, Blueshot. So you can try any one of these and take your own domain. Okay, so this is something I just want to tell you so that you can start with. Okay, so 10 best blogging platforms. What are they? You might know it. It's WordPress.org.com, which we already discussed. Then we have Blogger.com, Wix, Weebly, Medium, Typepad, Tumblr, you know. So Wix is the best blog for the beginners. If you just want to start, you can use Wix also. Okay. Medium, it's also becoming very popular. Even you can find blogs in Medium. I was seeing Barack Obama, he also writes in medium.com. So there are people, you know, they use many platforms. Tumblr is something best microblogging site. Most of the youngsters like you, they are in Tumblr. Okay, so you can choose that also if you just want to write small something. So you can see the rating also. If you see, the WordPress.org has 9.5 out of 10 rating. So it's the best which everybody uses. Then it comes the Tumblr 9 and Weebly, Wix and all that you can use. That is also great platforms to start with. Okay. Then comes steps to write a blog. So now you know what is a blog. You know how to start with, what platforms to choose, now how to write it. Okay, so firstly, what you have to do is choose a topic and know your audience, which is obviously the first step. Okay, you have to know that if you're writing a blog, to whom are you writing? What is the age of the people? What is their gender? If you're writing for like your friends, the female friends, you can start with a fashion or a lifestyle blog, right? If it is for you know, the boys, you know, they love the car, the sports. If you are in that, if your audience is that, you can start with that. Age again is important. If you're writing for someone who is in 20s, 30s, you can start with, you know, some blogs on relationships or the travels. Now youngsters are traveling a lot, right? If it is 40 above, you can write on some giving advices like financial writing, financial advices. Okay, so it depends that who is your audience. Okay, so always make sure that who is gonna read your blog, who are they? Okay, so age, gender, location, their education, their occupation, what are they doing, what are their lifestyle, their interests, their hobbies, right? If you know that, you can write on all that. So, and choose a topic. There are tons of topics out there. You can choose anyone: finance, travel, music, motivation, whatnot, right? Religion, what all, business, fashion, so many. This is just some of them I've listed over. You can choose anyone. So it's an open field, so much opportunity, so much to write. Okay. Next step would be to write catchy headlines with relevant keywords. Okay, so again, keywords are important. If you are writing a good blogs, but if no one is reading, it's of no use, right? So you want that SEO, that is search engine optimization, that people, if they are searching something in the internet, they can go to your blogs, they can read your blogs. So to get there, you have to put some keywords in your titles, okay, so that people can reach to you. So again, some of them I've listed here, like you can write the shocking truth about something. There's a headline which people really, they think, okay, what it is about? I should go and read. Okay, 10 shortcuts to complete something in record time, 15 secrets to get something done, right? Something like this, where the people, they have the curiosity to go and read it. Some of the blogs, around 30% of the people, they like to read the blogs which have a question mark, right? Like how to make money out of blogging, something like that. Okay, so, and also if you put numbers like 10 shortcuts, 15 secrets, say 20 unique ideas, right? To ideas for gifting, right? So anything, if you put some numbers also, we have seen that people like to read more about that. So these are some of the tricks which you can use. Some of the examples are here, so you can choose anyone, okay? Then comes the headline analyzer. As we discussed, that headline is very important, and it is important for your SEO so that people can reach it to you. So there are some tools which comes up like headline analyzers, right? Where you can see how is your headline. Like here I have used coschedule.com. Here what I typed is I typed traveling for soul, if you can see. And then it showed me the headline score of 32. SEO score of 16, it's very less, okay? Then again, I rewrite that 10 benefits of traveling to rekindle your soul. Okay, what happened then? The score became 77. Okay, so you see the power of words over here. The more powerful words if you put in, the more your SEO score will become, your headline would be visible, and you can be reached to many audience. Okay, so this is one of the headline analyzer. There are many others which you can use, like Octane, Monster, Content Row, Monster Insights. There are tons of it. You can find it in Google also. These are some free which you can use. Okay. So after this comes write the content to engage the audience. That is important, right? Many people write blogs, but how often we go ahead and read all the blogs, right? So how to engage? You can put some quizzes, some polling options, videos. Generally, you must have seen the travel bloggers, right? They always write the blogs with the pics. They always put the videos also. So it becomes more engaging. Okay, try to make it valuable. It should have value, some information, something, not some copy paste or something, any kachara or anything like that. It should be valuable. It should be worth reading. Okay, try to be creative, make some stories. Okay, and try to write that. Don't be very formal, because blogs are not very formal. You're not writing any formal letters to some higher authorities or something like that. So don't be very formal. Use the word you. That is very important. Like if you travel, so what all things you can do over there? What are the hotels you can stay there? So you word is very important, because then you connect with the audience. If somebody is reading, they can feel that, okay, this is written for me. Okay, and the blog with a question that what are your opinions about it? What do you think about it? Something related to your content. What will happen? This will persuade the reader to give their comments, in the comment section. So try to engage the audience, which is important. Okay. Then comes write on relevant topics. Okay, like whatever is currently going on, right, in the country, in the world, try to write something on the most searched topics. In that way, your content will be searched more, it will be read more. Okay, use the appropriate hashtags, which you all know. I think you must be doing it in Twitter and Facebook and everywhere, right? Like today is World Tourism Day. So maybe there, if you just put that hashtag, you can see so many things. People must be uploading something with that. Okay, so use that. Keep updating the blog or republish if it is on some informative blog, right? If it is that kind of a blog, you can just keep updating and republish it so it will be look like a new one. So that's also one of the way. Okay. Then comes break the content for easier visibility. Okay, that is important because as we say, the attention span is shorter, right? They won't read paragraphs after paragraphs. They will quickly move on to another one. So if you have some bullet points, it is good because people can skim through your article and just read whatever they want to read. Okay. So use bullet points or use different headings or header tags, okay? Because this is also helpful for SEO so that your content will be searched. So there are different headings, right? H1, H2, H3, the main heading, the breaking the content, subcategories. Try to at least use that. Okay, if you cannot have, if you are writing something in which there cannot be bullet points, at least break your paragraphs. Sometimes make it bold. And sometimes we write in Hindi or something, some muhavara or something. So you can put it in italics, anything. Change your tone, okay? Like when we speak, right? We keep on changing our tones. Similarly, when you are writing it, change your tones. Okay, so that's how people can skim through it because nobody is going to read each and every word, right? So they can skim through your article and read whatever they want to. Okay. So then it is reach an audience at an emotional level. Try to connect them emotionally because if you do that, what will happen? They will come again and again to read your blogs. Okay, like this is one of the example from my blogs. I wrote on the changing times of the toy industry in India. And I just simply wrote like, do you remember playing the games like Raja, Mantri, Chor Sipahi, Chidiya, or Tippy Tippy Tap? So I bet you do all. You know all this. So when I wrote this, what happens? People, you know, they just went back to their school days and they were remembering and they were commenting, oh yes, this, that. So, and some thanked me, okay, thanks for writing because, you know, purane din yaad aa gaye and all that. So try to engage with them emotionally. What will happen? They will become your constant readers. Okay. That is also a good thing to do. Okay. Same thing I did with when I wrote life during COVID days. You know, humans are social animals. I read it many times, but only this lockdown taught me it is definitely true. So write something. This is some of the examples which I did. And there are many tons of it which you can do it. Okay. So next one is add the images and infographics to grab attention, right? When we read something, what happens? If I write 3-4 paragraphs and same thing, I put it in a graph pattern, right? A pie chart, a bar graph, whatever. What will happen? What will you do? Will you just keep on reading 4 paragraphs or would you just go ahead and read the image, the graph? I think people generally, they get attracted to graphs, right? Because that is how they can grab the most of the information in a limited time, quickly. Okay. So articles that include visuals, they get 94% more views than without. So you have to have some images also. If you read blogs, how many of you read blogs when there is no images? Does anybody read it? I don't think so, right? If you read a travel blog, you know, maybe somebody is explaining about the Goa and there's no picture of Goa, but you just go ahead and read it. I don't think, right? So yes, it is important to put the images. So you can get free images from Pixabay, Pexels, Unsplash, free images, okay? And if you are a serious kind of a writer, if you have moved ahead, you can buy some pictures from iStock also. They sell around 300 to 400 rupees per picture, which is a lot. But if you are ready to invest for your blog, you can go ahead with that also. Okay. Social media marketing is also the last but not the least step. It is important, as I said, no matter how beautiful you write, if you're not marketing, it's not worth it. So you have to market it. And you have to market in the social media. It is very important because you can see, right, in Facebook, around 1.6 billion, they are daily users, daily active users. In YouTube, you see around 5 billion videos they are viewed, okay, on a daily basis, okay. In Instagram, around, see, 500 billion daily stories. So you see Twitter, 140 million daily tweets, LinkedIn, Snapchat, Reddit, anything you go through, the figures are in millions and billions. So it is important that we utilize all these social networking platforms, right, to promote our blogs. Okay, so that is something also very important. Okay, so I'll give some more statistics here, just to make you aware how social media is important. Okay, so okay, so you see, like there is around 4.48 billion number of active social media users. So the entire population of the world is around 7 to 8 billion, and out of that, almost half, right, the social media users, they are 56.8%, right, of the global population. They are on internet, they are on social media. So see how much important the social media is. You cannot ignore it. Okay. World's most used social platforms is the Facebook. These all data is of July 2021 itself. So it is Facebook, then it's YouTube, WhatsApp, Instagram, right? So on, okay? So whenever you write a blog, you can market yourselves in all these blogging, the social platforms. But don't try to do in all of them because it will become your full-time job, okay? Pura din usi mein jayega. So just choose whatever is best for you. 4 to 5 is enough. Choose them and you can just market them. All you want is to have some loyal readers. Okay. So this is one more data I wanted to share related to COVID-19. So when this started, you know, this pandemic, everyone is home. Everyone is online. You are reading and studying also online, streaming movies online, everything is online. So you see the percentage of internet users have increased 43%. Okay. And so this is huge, right? The people are longer on social media. It means that they are reading or watching or something. So blogs are also picking up and they are there. They will be there. They're not going anywhere. Okay. So now, since you know what is a blog, how to start a blog, how to take a platform, which to choose, so you can start writing. No one can tell your story, so tell it yourself. No one can write your story, so write it yourself. So this is something I really obey this, right? It's one of the beautiful quote in writing. Okay. So let us read some different types of blogs. Okay, what are they? Food blogs, everybody knows, right? Food blogs, what they do, they write about the food, sharing videos, photographs, they share recipes, And many vloggers are also there who makes videos, right? They visit different restaurants within India, and they eat stuff and they share their experiences. So many have come up, right? So it's also a very much, I think, the topmost blog, the food blogs. And if you really like to read some of them I've listed here, like Malika Basu, Archuna's Kitchen, Nisha Madhulika. If you are not cooking, you must have seen your mothers going through all this, right? Nisha Madhulika, everybody, once in a while, they check it out, okay, new recipes, okay? So yes, this is some of the food blogs, okay? Travel blogs, you all know, right? Bloggers that travel around the world, they share their experiences with videos, photographs, right? So some of them which you can follow is the Shooting Star from Shivya Nath, right? She also quit her corporate career at the age of 23 itself, and then she started this blogging and traveling. Okay, India Tales, okay? The Wanderer from Siddharth Joshi. You can follow any one of this if you want to be a travel blogger. So you can see what they write, how they write. Try to take some tips from them, okay? Then is the health and fitness blogs. Also, you can give some health advices to audiences. Generally, during the COVID period, many people are suffering for so many things because everybody is at home. Some are into depression, some are having the hair fall problem or weight gain, so many things, right? So if you can give some advices, you can write something on it, you can write it. Back it up with some convincing evidences, right? You see some blogs, right? Before it, the exercises, the weight was so and so. After this, the weight was so and so. Before and after, something like that. Put some evidences also, so that your whatever content you are writing, it will be genuine. Okay, some of them which you can follow is Put That Cheeseburger Down from Neha Ghosh, The Picky Eater from Anjali Shah, The Diet Burb, Fit Be Well, something. There are tons of there, but these some of the examples you can follow. Okay, so I'm not going into detail of each of them. Something you can always check out on Google. So another types of blogs are fashion and beauty blogs, lifestyle, do-it-yourself, right, crafts, or business, interior design, sports, movie, technology, political, parenting, so many types of blogs. And this is just some. There can be some motivational blogs, anything. The list is endless. Okay, so you can choose whatever field you want. You can write on it. Okay, so food and travel are the most famous. After that, lifestyle and parenting blogs are in the third and fourth place. They are also picking up a lot, but it doesn't matter. Whichever niche you want to choose, you can choose it. Okay, so obviously, if you know about blogging, you would also like to know how to make money through blogging, right? So let's go through it. So first is advertising. Everybody knows Google AdSense is something where you can just open like your account and you can start getting ads in your blogs, and for that you will get paid. Okay, but it is difficult to get this approval, right? Because it has to be a little older domain, and the approval is little difficult because you have to have your own domain. Generally, they don't give approvals to some paths kind of link, something slash something. They don't give approval to something like that. So it is a little difficult, but okay, eventually if you have your own domain or something, you can get to do this as well. But if you are new bloggers, you can try propeller ads, pop ads, right? In that you can get your approval and you can start making money. So this is obviously one of the things you can do. Okay, then is affiliate marketing. Okay, you can promote other people's products or services. And if anyone clicks that, any visitor clicks that and make a purchase out of that, you will get a commission. Okay, it again ranges from 1 to 10%. So the most famous affiliate program is the Amazon Associates. You have to just sign up, create your account, choose the product you want to market, write the content around that product. Like if you choose any book, okay, so try to write something about the book, about the content of the book, or a review of the book, something. And then you can also put a link, about the book. So if anybody purchase from there, then you can get the commission. Okay, so that's the way affiliate marketing works. Okay. You can also publish and sell your own ebook, right? You can pick a topic, write on that, make an ebook. Ebook also, it's not necessary that it has to be a very thick one or a broad one. It can be just 10 to 20 pages also. You can just write an ebook. And you can just sell it on KDP, that is Kindle Direct Publishing. And you can just sell it over there. You can sell it in your blog also. So what will happen with this? You will earn a credibility of becoming an author, right? So from a blogger, a simple writer, you can switch on to author also. So the field is open. There are tons of things you can do, okay? Direct advertisements. Maybe if you can contact some different networks to build your brand, you can ask them to put advertisements in your blog, okay? So you can directly contact with them and get some ads. Or other services also you can switch in, right? If you have started liking blogging, right? So maybe you were thinking, my image should look like this, something. So you can go into graphic designing. We can learn that and go into that. If you are writing very convincing lines, convincing headlines, if you are gaining expertise in that, you can become a copywriter who generally write for the ads, right? You can switch into copywriting, running webinars, writing paid reviews. So the field is vast. There's so many things you can do over here, okay? Again, content writing. So writing, when we learned, it is just not restricted to blogging, okay? Content writing means you can write newsletters, press releases, advertisements, copywriting, magazines, research paper, landing pages, social media posts, so many things you can write, okay? So it's not, if you become a blogger, it means you are restricted to only blogger. It's nothing like that. There's a vast field in writing, okay? And there are tons of content writing jobs in Internshala. You have so many internships over there, right? Fiverr, Upwork, freelance, work and hire, blogging, all these, Blogging Pro. Even in LinkedIn, if you have an account, you can see many jobs that just come up over there. So you can take any jobs. There are many jobs in content writing as well. So it is the potential earning which I have mentioned, that it is 8 to 10,000 per month for beginners, and with experience it increases, but this is not a restricted number. Again, it depends, right, on your niche, what you are writing, what value you are giving in. Again, depending on that, and how much time you can give, right? If you just write once in a week, once in a month, then you will learn that way. If you're writing every day, again, your income will increase. So it is entirely up to you, okay? So this is all done. We know how to write a blog, how to choose a platform, the steps to write, different types of blogs, okay? How can we make money through blogging? So many things. So let us sum up. What are the tips to be a successful blogger? Okay, so firstly, you have to choose a niche as per your passion. Okay, this is very important. You have to, introspect and see that what you have to write. I mean, what are your interests? What people talk about? What you talk about with your friends? Okay, what is something which keeps you awake at night? Right? What is something you really want to do? Your mission maybe in life. Anything. Choose your niche, and you can start writing on that. Okay. Think of topics and headlines that attract eyeballs, which we already discussed. It has to be catchy and SEO relevant. Okay. Use social media to connect. Very important. so that you can make up your brand. Network with other bloggers. What will happen? You can write some for your bloggers. They might write for you. You can get a backlink, right? So that is something more, you know, everything is, I cannot fix in this 1 hour, but there are many, many things you can learn in blogging. Okay. Write guest blogs, get backlinks to your website. You can connect with some local journalists if you know, right? If they can make you popular, monetize your blog. So these are some of the tips. Okay. So now we know everything. Now, is blogging right for you? That is, you have to think. Okay. So it's the test funnel. Ask yourself these questions: that do you have patience? Do you have time? Are you disciplined writer? Like if you have to write regularly. Okay. Do you like to socialize? If you are introvert, you don't want to share your blogs, you don't want to be in social media, then I think you can just start writing a diary or something. Okay. So do you enjoy creativity? Do you really like to write something new stuff? There has to be a creativity, because blogging does not mean just copy and pasting something. There has to be a creativity. Of course, we get influenced with other bloggers. We might use some of their content, but again, you have to present it creatively as your own. Okay. And you have to have a passion for it, because otherwise it's of no use. So if you can pass through all this funnel, if you think, yes, this is something which I can do, then definitely you should go ahead and be a blogger. Okay. So here's a simple roadmap. Again, a kind of a revision. Determine your blogging niche, choose your domain, register it, install your WordPress, choose a blog theme, write content and publish, market it on social media. Okay, this is simple things you can do, and you can just start your blogging career. Okay, so if you have an idea, then nothing should stop you. What are you waiting for? You can just start blogging. Okay, so that's all from my side. Thank you so much. Thanks, Dr. Megha, for giving me this opportunity, right, for sharing my insights on blogging. I tried to cover most of the stuff over there, but again, 1 hour is not enough to talk everything about blogging. Okay, so, but you all can connect me. All my links are given here. You can take a screenshot of this, and I would be happy to assist you. Okay, and thanks a lot again to the KES Shroff College for this wonderful opportunity. Thanks, Megha. Over to you.
Yes, Shezi.
Thank you for your valuable knowledge. Now I would request the participants to go ahead, unmute themselves and get their doubts answered.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
I had one doubt. If you work with a brand, what are the policies you go ahead with?
What are the policies? I didn't get that. What is that?
If for example, if you are writing for a food blog or an Ayurvedic blog, so you are collaborating with, I suppose, Patanjali, for example,
Okay.
then what would be your policies with them?
That they will only tell you, because again it depends from a brand to brand or company to company. They will tell you what are their policies, that how much content right do you have, can you share it forward or not, or it is it's their content or something, they have the right, they have the copyright. So they will tell you, share with you whatever policies they have. They will make an agreement with you.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Any other questions, participants? Okay, so ma'am, even I had a question. Can you just brief again about the guest post? I want to get better knowledge of it.
Yeah, in guest posting, what you have to do is you can write something about a product or a services in another website, to say. Supposing your friend has a website, right? And they are selling maybe something, some saris or jewelries, right? You can just go there and write a blog over there promoting their brand, their services. Okay. And you can put a backlink to your website. So if somebody reads that blog, they will obviously come to know about the product and services of that, what they are selling. And if there is a backlink, they can come back to your website and they can read your blogs as well. Okay. So in that way,
Ma'am, you are on mute.
On mute.
I don't know how I went to mute. Okay. So did you got, Shazeen? Is it?
The last sentence were actually on mute.
Okay, so I was saying that it is a win-win for both the parties. When you write a guest blog for some site, they are also getting benefited. And since you're getting a backlink and you can write, they will come back to your website. So your audience, your reach is increasing. Okay, so it's a win-win for both the
Okay, thank you, ma'am. And we also have one more question in the chat box. I will just read it. Can a YouTuber use blogs for promoting his or her channel?
Of course, why not? In blogs also, when you write, you can you can put images, you can put videos, right? So if you're making any YouTube videos, you can just put those videos as well. So vlogging, which is V for vlogging, right? Videos, vlogging, blogging, both are going hand in hand nowadays. Especially see in traveling, what happens, right? I already discussed when you just make a vlog, right? That is not enough, because what happens in that vlog, if I want to know that, okay, which place I have to visit, how to reach there. So I don't have patience to read, to see the video, all 15-20 minutes of video just to know how to reach there. So what happens that time, I would prefer to read a blog, because I can scroll down, right? I can skim through the article and just go to the pinpoint, okay, how to reach there. Okay, what are the things I can do there? Or what are the best hotels over there where I can stay? So I don't want to just sit and watch 20 minutes of video. So sometimes vlogging, blogging, both goes hand in hand. They complement each other. Okay.
Thank you. And there's one more in the chat box. I'll read it. In one of the slides, you mentioned other offering services, which included graphic designing. Could you please elaborate a little more on this?
Graphic designing is a totally complete different thing that is not related to writing. That I just mentioned that if you develop an interest, right, when you are writing, sometimes you want to visually express yourselves. Okay, so you look for some images here and there, and if you're not satisfied with those images, you want to make your own images or something, then you can go into the graphic designing, which is a totally different field. Okay, and they are also paid very good for all this. Okay.
Ma'am, and what would be the expected income you generate from the blogging?
Again, it depends how much time you are giving it. If you're writing, if you write every day, if you write weekly, monthly, again, it depends how much you're doing, how much your scope, your audiences are increasing. In that manner, see if your audience will increase, if you can put your ads in there, you can start earning with that. So again, it's a gradual process. Okay, so it's that's why I said through that funnel, the first one was patience, because you cannot just start earning, just you start writing and if you think from tomorrow I will start earning. It's not like that. You have to have a lot of patience. So that's the key. But since you're all young, right, you can just eventually start. And meanwhile, once you pass out or something, maybe you must have got so many audience that you can just think of choosing it as a full-time career. Okay.
Ma'am, I have two questions. This is Jatin sir from KES.
Yes.
Ma'am, one question I have is, as a beginner,
yes,
I want to start with the blogging, and I want to use XYZ content from your blog as it is in my blogging content.
Oh, I think that is not possible because there is a plagiarism issue, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so you cannot copy and paste anything.
No.
Digital
so in that case, as a beginner, what kind of things I should take care of? Because I don't mind to give due credit for your intellectual works, but I would like to quote your words or that particular sentence in inverted comma with your due credit to your name and site or link, whatever. So in that case, how to take care of these things? And the second thing is how to avoid legal issues when a new blogger starts writing or starts doing this kind of things. So unintentionally, innocently, they are bound to contravene the IPR rules regulations for using others' content. So what would you suggest or throw light on this for our participants and for new bloggers?
Yeah, it's a very good question. And yes, plagiarism is a very serious issue. Many things which you found online, they have copyrights, they are registered. You cannot take anything and just put it in your blog. So there are some tools. If you just type in the, I also have one, let me tell you what's the name. It's a plagiarism checker. Yes. It's the Dupli checker, I think. Yeah, Dupli checker.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So you can, check, type your content there and check whether there is any copy paste kind of a thing or not. Try to avoid, make it 0%. Okay. Although they say that 5 to 6% is fine, but it should be your content. Try to make it 0% and should not be any plagiarism. Okay, so in that way you will be fully secure. There won't be any legal issues. Okay. Same things applies for images, right? I told you there are many images you can take, like from Unsplash, Pixabay. They all give free. That is fine. But don't try to take images from Google, right? People generally go to Google Images and just take some of them from there. Don't do that. Mostly they all have copyrights. Don't do that. Just try to take from the free ones. If you are very much interested, as I told you, you can buy it from Shutterstock, iStock. You can buy it also, right? For around 300 to 400 rupees per photograph, they say. And again, you take membership and all that. These are there that you can check out. Okay, so yes, make sure that it is your content so that you don't fall into any trap, any kind of problems. Okay, I answered. Yeah.
Ma'am, as you said, it's not possible to give reference in respect of while writing our blogs, right? We can't give reference so what is written in someone other's blog.
I don't think so, because then you again need their permission.
Yes.
Yeah. So, if you follow them in Instagram or Facebook, something, then you can just take their permission that can I, quote this. So if they give permission, generally people can give, because if you just give their link to their blog link also, so their reach will also increase. So might be some of the people will agree.
Agree, yes.
But then you need permission.
Ma'am, one student have asked, do we need group for travel blogging, or we can do it alone?
No, you can do it alone. Yeah, you don't. Yes, but if you are traveling in a group, obviously you can make a video, right, of all of you traveling and all of the experiences, right? You can write it together. Okay, so it's okay. Group also you can do, not a problem. I mean, it will be, if you own a blog, then all of you will be the owner of the blog. That's also fine. That's not an issue.
And I had one query that if we are doing a study blog kind of thing, I mean, if you are going for a taxation or thing or accounting concepts are, then we can give the reference like ICAI or any other publisher.
Reference.
There would be no copyright issue, I think so. Asking that.
If you are just copying something from their books or something?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, I think if you just give a reference, clear-cut reference that, okay, this is from so-and-so book, you can give the ISBN number, something like that, then I think it's fine.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I had a doubt.
Yeah.
What would you refer for a beginner, like blogging or vlogging?
Whatever, yeah, you like.
I want to start my career in fashion and beauty blogger.
Yeah.
So what do you prefer? Like, should I go for vlogging or blogging?
So what kind of a person are you? Are you introvert or extrovert?
Extrovert.
Then just you can start with vlogging itself, right? Many people, they fear carrying the camera and speaking in front of the camera, you know, but if you don't have that fear, just go ahead with vlogging. Okay, because fashion is something, you know, people won't read that much, but would really like to see the dresses you are wearing, how you are carrying it, what all accessories you are using it. So photographs, videos, something is people would like to see, and especially in
so that is for we can post it every day, or we can choose one day and we can post it on that day itself. Like
don't
the YouTubers.
do it every day, because every day then you have to market, and give some time to your audience to read it, to see it, right? So you can do it alternately or twice in a week. Okay, that would be enough.
Okay, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am. Myself, Dr. Urmila Singh from Hindi department.
Yeah.
मैम 2011-12 में मैंने अपना ब्लॉग स्टार्ट किया था, और उस पर कुछ एक बहुत ज्यादा तो नहीं, क्योंकि उस टाइम पे बहुत ज्यादा ब्लॉग हिंदी में थे भी नहीं, तो मैंने कुछ एक 5-6 कुछ निबंध, कुछ कविताएं पोस्ट की थी, बट इसके बाद काफी साल हो गए मैंने कुछ पोस्ट नहीं किया, और अब मैं कभी ऐसा देखने की ट्राई करती हूँ कि कहाँ है मेरा पोस्ट, तो वो दिखता नहीं है। तो क्या मुझे नया ब्लॉग स्टार्ट करना पड़ेगा, या फिर कैसे हम उसको सर्च करें?
आपने कोई लिंक वगैरह कुछ सेव किया था जब आपने पोस्ट कर?
मेल आईडी दूसरा बनाया था।
और किस प्लेटफॉर्म में था, जैसे वर्डप्रेस या मतलब कौन सा? हिंदी का मुझे इतना आइडिया नहीं, कौन सा प्लेटफॉर्म था?
ओके, तो उतना तो मुझे भी हाँ, बहुत टाइम हो गए। तो
अगर आपने किसी को शेयर किया हो वो लिंक किसी ईमेल में, कहीं से भी आपको मिल सके, तो यू कैन फाइंड दैट।
नहीं, उस समय तो नया नया मैंने भी सीखा, तो कुछ शेयरिंग वगैरह भी नहीं पता था। ओके, तो मतलब मीन्स कि वो अभी हमें सर्च करना मुश्किल होगा, नया ब्लॉग हम अब स्टार्ट कर
सकते हैं, नो प्रॉब्लम। और फिर पुराने में पता नहीं इतने ऑप्शंस होंगे भी कि नहीं, अभी तो हिंदी में मुझे इतना नहीं मालूम है, लेकिन बहुत सारे ऑप्शंस नए नए आए होंगे। तो
नहीं, हिंदी में काफी ब्लॉग लिखे जा रहे हैं।
हाँ, वो तो है, मतलब मेरा एक्सपर्टीज नहीं है, लिखे तो बहुत जा रहे हैं, वो तो है। हाँ,
थैंक यू।
थैंक्स।
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we post the same blog in different websites? For suppose I'm posting it on bloggers.com, the same I can post it on WordPress also or not?
आपका अपना ब्लॉग है, आप जहां चाहे आप उसको पोस्ट कर सकते हैं, बिकॉज यू ओन दैट, यू आर द ओनर। तो आप जहां भी चाहें आप उसको पोस्ट करिए।
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, can we use the pictures from Pinterest or Twitter?
नहीं, अगर वो फ्री नहीं है तो आई वोंट रिकमेंड, क्योंकि Pinterest में भी बहुत सारे कॉपीराइट्स होते हैं। ओके, यस, बट Pinterest में समटाइम्स यू नो जो डाल रहा है वो पिन्स, समटाइम्स अगर उसका कोई कांटेक्ट है, यू कैन कांटेक्ट देम, यू कैन आस्क देम इफ आई कैन डू। तो अगर कर सकते तो परमिशन ले सकते हैं तब ठीक है, अदरवाइज आई वोंट सजेस्ट।
ओके मैम।
मैम ब्लॉग में हम जो पोस्ट करते हैं वो पहले से कॉपीराइट हमें करा लेना चाहिए और फिर पोस्ट करना चाहिए, या उसके बाद भी हम करा सकते हैं?
कॉपीराइट का मुझे बहुत डिटेल ऐसे नहीं पता है कि हम अपना कैसे करा सकते, बट अगर आपने लिखा है, आप ओनर हैं, तो वो आपका ही कंटेंट है, सो नोबडी कैन मतलब उसको कॉपी पेस्ट अगर कोई करता है तो वो उसमें प्लेगरिज्म में मिल जाएगा, तो नोबडी वुड रिकमेंड दैट। तो वो आपका अपना है, वो कोई नहीं लेगा, दैट विल बी योर्स।
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I had a doubt that what are your views on handwriting blog? Handwriting blog as in how to write cursive handwriting and all. Do you think that it can be a good career, because nowadays handwriting improvement is is going up? So I had a doubt.
Calligraphy and
Yes,
all this,
ma'am.
yeah, it's just taking up a lot. तो उसके लिए आप ब्लॉग्स लिखो या व्लॉग्स करो तो और अच्छा रहेगा, क्योंकि ब्लॉग्स में यू कैन जस्ट राइट एंड शो ना किस तरह से आप लिख रहे हैं, so people really like to see how you are writing rather than just picture आपने लगा दिया कि हाँ मैंने ऐसे लिखा, लेकिन जब आप खुद लिखते हुए उसका वीडियो बनाओगे तो और वो ज्यादा इम्पैक्ट आएगा उसका कि किस तरह से आपने लिखा है, राइट? And maybe you can then start teaching calligraphy if you are really good in it, right? You can take up classes in that also.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. But vlogs भी अच्छा है, as I said, both complement each other. तो आप अगर blog भी बना रहे हो तो blog में भी आप लिखो कि किस तरह handwriting अपना पुराना लिख सकते थे, कि कैसे कैसे हमारी वो क्या होता है ना, वो इतनी लिपि और सब आई है ना, ऑल दैट, और कैसे कैसे अब हम लिख रहे हैं, तो एक ब्लॉग बना के उसमें एक ब्लॉग भी डाल दो, सो वो लिंक भी आप शेयर कर सकते हो ऐसे प्लेटफॉर्म्स में जहां आप वीडियो नहीं डाल सकते हो, राइट? तो वहां पे आप वो लिंक डाल सकते हो ब्लॉग का, राइट?
ओके मैम, थैंक यू।
Ma'am, one student have asked this question. I'm not able to get it. Let's see. He's not able to unmute himself. Some issue at his end. He has asked that क्या blogging से affiliate marketing कर सकते हैं?
Yeah, definitely. As I said, affiliate marketing is also one of the option to earn money. उसमें जैसे आप कुछ लिख रहे हो और affiliate marketing जैसे Amazon Associates में आप sign up कर लीजिए, वो जो भी प्रोडक्ट आपको मार्केट करना है उसका लिंक डालना होगा, उस प्रोडक्ट को आप मार्केट करिए, उस प्रोडक्ट के लिए आप लिखिए। जैसा मैंने एग्जांपल दिया कि अगर एक बुक को आप मार्केट कर रहे हो तो उस बुक के बारे में लिखिए कि किसने लिखी, क्या कंटेंट था, क्या रिव्यू है, क्या लर्निंग्स है, वो सब लिख के अगर आप एक लिंक डाल दिए कि अगर यू वांट टू नो मोर रीड सो एंड सो बुक्स, राइट? तो वहां से इफ पर्सन इज बाइंग फ्रॉम दैट पर्टिकुलर लिंक, then you will get the commission. Obviously that is possible.
Okay, ma'am, and one more in the chat box, that is, what are the side effects of blogging?
Side effects ये है कि you have to be creative, you have to think a lot. तो writer's block भी एक चीज होती है, when your mind is blocked, you don't know what to write next. ये सब problems भी होती हैं, you don't know what to write. But again, if you're a very creative person and especially if you meet a lot of people, तो फिर ideas आते रहेंगे। और as I said कि अब जैसे और क्लास ब्लॉगिंग में आप पढ़ोगे तो इसमें बहुत सारे आजकल तो एप्स आ गए हैं जो प्रॉम्प्ट्स देते हैं कि अच्छा आप किस पे ब्लॉग लिखो, तो many prompts are also coming up, तो आप आइडियाज ले सकते हो किस पे लिखें किस पे नहीं लिखे। तो ये जनरली एक थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम ब्लॉगर्स के साथ होता है, अदर देन दैट इट्स ओके।
Okay, so is there any other participant left for any questions?
One last question is there, na? Let me read it. Ma'am, does our blog can get hacked? If yes, then how to avoid it?
This
is an IT security.
मुझे इतना हैकिंग का तो आइडिया नहीं है, लेकिन and how to avoid it, I really don't know. मेरे साथ तो कभी ऐसा हुआ नहीं है। तो बस ये है कि अपना पासवर्ड वगैरह स्ट्रांग रखिए, और क्या, कुछ इतना हैकिंग प्रॉब्लम ना हो।
Yes, I think whatever general security we follow in respect of our different IDs and all that, same we can follow in respect of blog.
हाँ, अपना डोमेन नेम, पासवर्ड्स, है ना, ऑल दैट, उसको स्ट्रांग रखिए, थोड़ा डिफरेंट।
स्पेशल कैरेक्टर्स ज्यादा रखना चाहिए।
क्या चीज?
What?
मैम स्पेशल कैरेक्टर्स, आई मीन द परसेंट और द डॉलर्स एंड एनीथिंग।
वही, दैट्स मतलब जितना स्ट्रांग रहेगा उतना
अल्फा न्यूमेरिक
मुश्किल होगा। या
Okay, so we are done with the questions, and I would now request all the participants to kindly fill up the feedback form that is already provided in the chat box. And also now I would request our CGC secretary, Keo, to please give the vote of thanks speech.
Thank you, Shazin. I, Keo Saraya, Secretary of Career Guidance Cell, on behalf of KS Staff College, would like to thank our distinguished speaker, Ms. Nimisha Jaiswal, who is a blogger and instructor of HOTS and freelance writer. Thank you for making an excellent presentation and making seminar a very meaningful and interesting. I hope everyone got to learn amazing things relating to blogging. I would also like to express our deep gratitude to our principal, Dr. Lily Bhushan ma'am, and vice principal, Dr. V.S. Kanan sir, for their constant support and guidance. I would like to extend my gratitude to our teachers in charge of Career Guidance Cell to organize such an insightful webinar for us. Thank you to CGC team who kept supporting us throughout the webinar. Last but not the least, thank you to each and everyone present here who took out their valuable time to attend this webinar. Thank you so much, and fill the feedback form.